what a camera looked like around 1870. As you can see, it's big. It has a big curtain over it. What you can't see is that the person with the camera is actually inside a photography studio. Because cameras were big, because film didn't exist, images were instead taken on large glass plates. And when your principal means of getting around the town was on horseback, it wasn't a good idea to bring big glass plates. The photographer also needed a lot of specialized training. The image had to be developed immediately after it was taken. They needed a small chemistry kit in order to process the image. Photography was difficult. It was centralized. And the images weren't all that good to begin with. So people tried to improve photography based on the image quality, because that was the perception about what would really make photography better. That's what had occurred since the 1820s when photography was initially invented. And while they were doing that, there were modest steps taken to make photography more portable. So you had that, which is technically portable. So you could actually bring the camera to the site of some action, albeit with a little bit of pre-planning. And if you really pre-planned, you could have something like that. So a big problem with photography was that you couldn't actually bring it to where anything interesting was happening. Yes, you could get a portrait of somebody in a studio, but you couldn't really capture the moment. You certainly couldn't have anything to approximate the instantaneousness of something like an Instagram. Photography was complicated. It was highly centralized. And moreover, it was costly. To get started as an amateur photographer, you'd need to spend what in today's money is about $1,100. Because of all that, photography was very constrained. The growth of the industry was slow. Now, it so happened that in this time there was an accountant in Rochester, New York, who had the wild idea of taking a vacation to the Dominican Republic. And that didn't happen a lot back in the 1870s. But this man, George Eastman, was an untraditional thinker. And so he looked at, okay, if I was going to take a camera on my vacation, what would that entail? And he quickly realized, all right, this is not going to happen. But this also just doesn't make sense. And so rather than investing his money in a vacation, he spent his time at home, literally in his mother's kitchen, to develop a new process for making photography more accessible. And he came up with something that he thought would revolutionize the industry. We're not advancing here. Just wait for it. There you go. The Kodak camera. He was really excited because the camera that he invented used film as a photographic mechanism. Now, there were disadvantages. The film had to be initially embedded onto paper. Paper was grainy. The image had the graining of the paper sort of embedded inside of it. It wasn't a very good image, but it was highly portable, and he launched it thinking this was going to take off, and not much happened. Photography was still daunting for people. They had known for 50 years this technology existed, but it wasn't something that was really for them. Moreover, the way that photography got explained to people was through these corner photography stores that made their business selling the glass plates and the chemicals. And